Your life has the power to transform, and it doesn't require luck, magic, or waiting for the right time. In just 6 months, with deliberate focus, intention, and consistent action, you can change your habits, mindset, and results in ways you never thought possible. 6 months is long enough to build momentum, but short enough to demand commitment. It is the perfect period to create meaningful shifts in your life, whether it's improving health, building skills, advancing your career, or strengthening relationships. The secret is not rushing the process, but dedicating yourself to daily purposeful action. During this audiobook, you will learn how to structure your mindset, adopt positive habits, stay disciplined, and focus on actions that compound into transformation. Each chapter will guide you step by step, showing you how small, intentional changes every day lead to remarkable results in just half a year. If you commit to these principles, 6 months from now, you could be living a version of yourself that today feels impossible. But it is possible. It starts with dedication, focus, and a decision to take control. Now, let's begin the journey. Chapter 1. Take full responsibility for your life. The foundation of any major transformation begins with one simple principle: taking full responsibility for your life. Change cannot occur when you blame circumstances, other people, or luck for your situation. True empowerment begins when you recognize that you, and only you, are responsible for the outcomes in your life. Many people drift through life believing that external factors control their destiny. They wait for the right opportunity, the perfect environment, or a lucky break. While circumstances may influence life, the people who achieve meaningful change take action despite challenges. They do not wait. They create. Taking responsibility requires an honest assessment of where you are and where you want to be. Reflect on your current habits, decisions, and mindset. Identify patterns that have held you back. Understand that every choice, even small ones, has contributed to your current reality. This is not about guilt or shame. It is about clarity and ownership. When you accept responsibility, you regain control. Your energy shifts from complaining and blaming to problem-solving and action. Instead of being a passive observer, you become an active participant in shaping your life. This mindset is the first step toward sustainable transformation. Self-awareness is crucial in this process. Pay attention to your thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors. Which of them are helping you move forward, and which are keeping you stuck? By becoming aware, you can begin to replace limiting patterns with empowering ones. Awareness is the bridge between intention and action. Habits play a central role in shaping your life. Daily routines, whether positive or negative, compound over time. Taking responsibility means analyzing your habits and intentionally choosing those that support your goals. Small, consistent changes in behavior will accumulate to produce significant results over 6 months. Mindset is another critical component. A fixed mindset limits potential by convincing you that abilities and circumstances are static. A responsible mindset, however, is growth-oriented. It views challenges as opportunities, failures as lessons, and effort as the path to mastery. Your beliefs about yourself determine the actions you take and the results you achieve. Time management reinforces responsibility. How you spend each day reflects your priorities and commitment to change. Take a hard look at where your time goes. Identify activities that drain energy or distract you from meaningful goals. By taking responsibility for your schedule, you ensure that your daily actions align with your long-term vision. Decision-making is a natural extension of responsibility. Every choice you make either moves you toward growth or maintains the status quo. Learn to make conscious decisions, even in small matters. Consistent, intentional choices compound into significant life changes over 6 months. Obstacles and setbacks are inevitable, but taking responsibility transforms how you respond to them. Instead of blaming external factors, focus on what you can control: your actions, your reactions, and your mindset. This perspective turns challenges into opportunities for growth and strengthens resilience. Discipline is essential. Responsibility without action is meaningless. Commit to doing what needs to be done, even when it is uncomfortable or inconvenient. Consistency over time builds momentum and creates the foundation for lasting change. Daily actions, no matter how small, reinforce your control over your life. Self-reflection is a powerful tool. Regularly review your progress, identify areas for improvement, and celebrate successes. Reflection strengthens accountability and ensures that you stay aligned with your goals. It also reinforces learning, helping you make smarter choices as you move forward. Finally, taking full responsibility is liberating. Once you stop blaming external forces, you realize that your potential is limited only by your choices. You have the power to shape your future, rewrite habits, and redefine your life. 6 months of dedicated effort can create profound change, but it all begins with owning your life completely. By committing to full responsibility, you lay the groundwork for all other transformative habits: discipline, focus, resilience, continuous learning, and intentional action. Your journey toward change begins here, with the conscious decision to take control of your life and steer it toward the outcomes you desire. Chapter 2. Define your vision and goal. Transformation is impossible without clarity. If you don't know where you're going, every effort becomes scattered, inefficient, and easily abandoned. To change everything in 6 months, you must first define a compelling vision and set clear, actionable goals that align with it. A vision is more than a vague idea of improvement. It is a vivid picture of the life you want to create. Take time to imagine your ideal self in 6 months. What do you look like physically, mentally, and emotionally? How do you spend your days? What accomplishments, skills, or relationships define this version of you? Paint this picture in as much detail as possible. Once your vision is clear, break it down into specific goals. Goals provide measurable milestones to track progress. Without goals, motivation can waver, and it becomes easy to rationalize inaction. Use the SMART framework: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound, to ensure your objectives are actionable and realistic. Prioritize your goals based on impact. Not all actions produce equal results. Identify the few activities that will generate the greatest transformation in 6 months. Focus your energy on these high-leverage goals rather than dispersing effort across trivial or low-value tasks. Write your goals down. Documenting your intentions reinforces commitment and makes them tangible. Writing transforms abstract ideas into a plan, engaging both the conscious and subconscious mind in pursuit of achievement. Review your written goals daily to maintain focus and clarity. Visualization strengthens goal attainment. Spend time each day imagining yourself achieving your goals. Feel the emotions, see the outcomes, and imagine the process of overcoming obstacles. Visualization primes your mind for success, reinforcing confidence, motivation, and belief in your ability to reach your objectives. Break each goal into smaller, manageable steps. 6 months can seem like a long time, but transformation requires consistent, incremental effort. By defining daily or weekly actions, you create a roadmap for progress. Each small accomplishment builds momentum and reinforces commitment. Anticipate obstacles and plan for them. Every journey involves challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. By proactively identifying potential roadblocks, you prepare solutions in advance. Planning reduces stress, increases confidence, and ensures you remain on track even when difficulties arise. Accountability strengthens goal achievement. Share your vision and progress with a mentor, friend, or coach who will provide feedback and encouragement. External accountability motivates consistency, helps you avoid procrastination, and reinforces commitment to your 6-month transformation. Track progress regularly. Measure results objectively, noting improvements, achievements, and areas needing adjustment. Data-driven evaluation keeps you aligned with your goals, provides motivation through visible results, and highlights which strategies are most effective. Flexibility is essential, while consistency is key. Rigid adherence to plans can hinder adaptation. Life is unpredictable, and circumstances may change. Adjust strategies as needed, without losing sight of your overall vision. Adaptability ensures progress continues even when plans require modification. Celebrate milestones along the way. Recognition of achievement reinforces motivation, builds confidence, and makes the process enjoyable. Celebrating small wins also strengthens commitment, making it easier to maintain momentum throughout the 6 months. Commit to both short-term and long-term goals. Short-term objectives provide immediate feedback and momentum, while long-term goals keep your actions aligned with the bigger vision. Balancing both ensures that daily effort accumulates into meaningful transformation. Focus on actionable steps rather than outcomes. While the ultimate vision is important, obsessing over distant results can create anxiety and procrastination. Concentrate on daily actions, consistently executing tasks that align with your goals. The accumulation of small, purposeful actions leads to remarkable results. Finally, your vision and goals fuel every other habit required for transformation. They guide your time, energy, learning, discipline, resilience, and mindset. Without clarity, all other efforts risk being unfocused. With a well-defined vision and actionable goals, your 6-month journey becomes structured, purposeful, and achievable. By defining a compelling vision and actionable goals, you set the stage for consistent progress. This clarity transforms intention into focused action, turning 6 months of effort into a life-altering transformation. Chapter 3. Build daily habits that support your goals. Once your vision is clear and goals are defined, the next step is to translate intention into action through daily habits. Habits are the building blocks of transformation. In 6 months, consistent, well-chosen habits will compound to create remarkable change, shaping the person you want to become. Habits automate behavior. When actions become habitual, you no longer rely solely on willpower or motivation to act. The brain begins to execute these behaviors automatically, freeing energy for focus, learning, and decision-making. The key is to design habits that consistently support your goals. Start by identifying the high-impact habits that align directly with your 6-month vision. These are actions that, if performed daily, will produce the greatest results. For example, if improving health is a goal, habits might include daily exercise, proper nutrition, and adequate sleep. If advancing in your career is a goal, habits could involve skill practice, reading, or networking. Focus on small incremental habits. Transformation rarely happens overnight. Break larger behaviors into manageable actions. For example, instead of committing to an hour of exercise immediately, begin with 15 minutes daily and increase gradually. Small wins reinforce consistency, making habits easier to sustain. Stack habits to create momentum. Pair new habits with existing routines. For instance, if you already brush your teeth every morning, attach a short meditation session immediately after. Habit stacking leverages the automatic nature of existing routines to build new, productive behaviors with minimal friction. Consistency is more important than intensity. Performing small actions every day outweighs occasional bursts of effort. 6 months of daily habits compounds far more than sporadic, intense attempts. The goal is to make progress predictable, repeatable, and sustainable over time. Track your habits. Use a journal, app, or checklist to monitor progress. Seeing consistent streaks provides motivation, accountability, and a visual reminder of commitment. Habit tracking also identifies areas where adjustments may be necessary to improve consistency and effectiveness. Anchor habits to identity. Think of yourself as the type of person who performs these actions naturally. For example, instead of saying, "I want to exercise," say, "I am a person who prioritizes my health." Anchoring habits to identity strengthens commitment and rewires the brain to act in alignment with self-image. Remove friction for positive habits. Make it easy to do what supports your goals. For example, lay out workout clothes the night before, prepare healthy meals in advance, or keep learning materials accessible. Reducing obstacles increases the likelihood of consistent action. Simultaneously, introduce friction for negative habits. Make it harder to engage in behaviors that undermine progress. If distractions like social media are hindering productivity, move your phone out of reach, set time limits, or create focused workspaces. Controlled environments support habit formation and reduce reliance on willpower. Accountability strengthens habit adoption. Share your daily habits with a partner, friend, or mentor who can monitor and encourage consistency. Knowing someone else is aware of your commitment increases follow-through and reduces the temptation to skip actions. Habit reinforcement comes from rewards. Positive reinforcement encourages repetition, celebrates small accomplishments, or recognize progress in a way that motivates continued effort. The reward must be meaningful but not counterproductive to your goals. For example, treat yourself to a favorite activity rather than a snack that undermines health goals. Combine habits with reflection. Take a few minutes daily to review what worked, what didn't, and how to improve. Reflection deepens awareness, reinforces learning, and ensures habits remain aligned with your 6-month vision. Continuous adjustment prevents stagnation and strengthens long-term effectiveness. Mindset is integral to habit formation. Approach habits with curiosity, experimentation, and persistence. Not every habit will stick immediately. Flexibility and patience are necessary. See setbacks as feedback, not failure. Persistence compounds effort and reshapes behavior patterns. Optimize energy around habits. Perform high-priority habits when your energy is highest, whether that's morning, afternoon, or evening. Scheduling habits strategically ensures consistency and effectiveness, while low-energy periods can be allocated to less demanding routines. Focus on keystone habits. These are behaviors that influence other areas of life. For example, daily exercise often improves nutrition, sleep, mental clarity, and productivity. Identifying and reinforcing keystone habits accelerates transformation, creating a ripple effect throughout your 6-month journey. Finally, remember that habits are the bridge between goals and action. Vision and intention set the destination, but habits propel you forward consistently. Daily repetition builds momentum, automates success, and rewires your mindset. The person you become in 6 months is the sum of the habits you practice today. By committing to daily, intentional habits, you create a foundation for consistent progress. Every day becomes an opportunity to align actions with goals, strengthen discipline, and accelerate transformation. Habits are not just behaviors, they are the building blocks of your new life. Chapter 4. Overcome fear and self-doubt. Change is always accompanied by fear and self-doubt. They are natural responses when stepping into the unknown, leaving comfort zones, and pursuing ambitious goals. If you want to transform your life in 6 months, learning to face and manage these emotions is essential. Fear and doubt are signals, not obstacles. They tell you where growth is needed. Fear often stems from uncertainty. The brain perceives new experiences or challenges as threats, triggering hesitation. Self-doubt is the internal voice questioning your abilities, highlighting potential failure. Both are protective mechanisms, but they can prevent action if left unchecked. Recognizing them allows you to respond consciously rather than react impulsively. Start by naming your fears. Identify exactly what you are afraid of: failure, criticism, rejection, or discomfort. Writing them down clarifies your thoughts, reduces their power, and transforms abstract anxiety into actionable insight. Awareness is the first step toward managing fear. Challenge self-doubt with evidence. Review past successes, skills, and accomplishments. Remind yourself of challenges you overcame, obstacles you navigated, and goals you achieved. Building a mental record of competence strengthens confidence and counteracts negative self-talk. Break goals into smaller steps. Large challenges often amplify fear and doubt. By taking incremental steps, you reduce perceived risk and increase confidence with each accomplishment. Progress, no matter how small, reinforces belief in your abilities and encourages further action. Reframe fear as growth. Instead of seeing fear as a barrier, view it as a signal that you are stretching beyond your comfort zone. Fear indicates opportunities for learning, expansion, and development. Reframing turns anxiety into motivation rather than paralysis. Visualize success. Mental imagery is a powerful tool to combat self-doubt. Picture yourself successfully navigating challenges, achieving goals, and embodying confidence. Visualization strengthens neural pathways associated with competence, making actual performance more likely to succeed. Adopt a mindset of experimentation. Mistakes and setbacks are inevitable. Instead of fearing failure, approach tasks as experiments. Each attempt provides feedback, lessons, and experience. Viewing challenges as experiments reduces pressure, encourages creativity, and strengthens resilience. Surround yourself with supportive influences. Positive mentors, peers, or communities can provide encouragement, advice, and perspective. When fear and self-doubt arise, support from others reinforces belief in your potential and offers strategies to navigate obstacles. Affirmations and positive self-talk are effective tools. Replace negative thoughts with constructive, empowering statements. For example, replace "I can't do this" with "I am capable of learning and improving every day." Consistent mental reinforcement gradually reshapes self-perception and reduces doubt. Focus on action rather than outcomes. Often, fear and doubt grow when you fixate on potential failure. Shifting attention to deliberate action reduces anxiety and builds confidence. By taking consistent steps, you learn to trust your process and abilities, strengthening resilience along the way. Learn from role models. Study people who have achieved similar goals. Observe how they handle setbacks, fear, and criticism. Modeling successful strategies provides practical tools, reduces uncertainty, and inspires confidence. Role models show that obstacles are surmountable. Practice exposure. Gradually confronting fears desensitizes the mind and reduces avoidance behavior. Start with small challenges and progress to larger ones. Each successful confrontation diminishes fear's influence, rewires neural responses, and builds courage over time. Maintain perspective. Understand that fear and doubt are temporary and situational. They do not define your abilities or potential. Remind yourself that discomfort is a sign of growth and that perseverance leads to lasting transformation. Perspective reduces the emotional intensity of fear and doubt. Celebrate courage. Each time you act, despite fear or doubt, acknowledge it. Recognizing bravery reinforces confidence, strengthens mental resilience, and encourages further courageous action. Over time, taking action despite fear becomes a habitual response rather than an occasional exception. Finally, remember that fear and self-doubt are signs that you are pushing boundaries. They are indicators of growth, not barriers to success. By facing them deliberately, reframing them, and taking consistent action, you rewire your mindset to embrace challenges rather than avoid them. Overcoming fear and self-doubt amplifies all other habits for transformation. Responsibility, goal setting, habit formation, learning, discipline, and consistent action become more effective when courage guides every step. 6 months of facing fear head-on can radically reshape your confidence, competence, and potential. Chapter 5. Master your time. Time is the most valuable resource you have, and how you use it determines the results you achieve. To transform your life in 6 months, mastering time management is essential. Every day presents 1440 minutes. How you spend them compounds into success or stagnation. The first step in mastering time is awareness. Track how you currently spend your hours. Identify activities that produce results versus those that drain energy or create distractions. Honest observation reveals patterns and highlights areas where change is necessary. Prioritize high-impact activities. Not all tasks are equal. Focus on actions that directly move you toward your 6-month vision. Avoid getting caught in low-value activities, busy work, or mindless distractions. The Pareto principle, 20% of actions produce 80% of results, applies to personal transformation. Create a daily schedule and stick to it. Structure allows discipline to operate automatically. Block time for high-priority tasks, learning, exercise, reflection, and rest. Routines reduce decision fatigue and ensure that energy is directed toward meaningful actions consistently. Use time blocking to allocate focus. Dedicate uninterrupted periods to essential tasks. Avoid multitasking, which divides attention and reduces productivity. Deep, focused work amplifies results, strengthens habits, and accelerates progress toward your goals. Set clear boundaries. Protect your time from interruptions, distractions, and unnecessary obligations. Learn to say no to activities, people, or commitments that do not align with your vision. Boundaries ensure that your energy is preserved for what truly matters. Break tasks into manageable steps. Large projects can feel overwhelming and lead to procrastination. Dividing work into smaller, achievable actions makes progress tangible and maintains momentum. Consistent completion of small steps accumulates into significant transformation. Leverage the power of routines. Morning and evening routines set the tone for your day and reinforce daily habits. Starting the day with focus and intention increases productivity, while ending the day with reflection and planning primes success for the next day. Eliminate time-wasting habits. Social media scrolling, excessive TV, and unproductive conversations consume hours without contributing to growth. Replace these with activities that educate, motivate, or advance your goals. Conscious substitution transforms idle time into productive time. Set deadlines for every task. Self-imposed deadlines create accountability and urgency, preventing procrastination. Even flexible goals benefit from time constraints, as they force action and focus, ensuring that daily progress accumulates toward larger objectives. Batch similar tasks together. Grouping tasks reduces transition time and mental effort. For example, respond to emails in dedicated sessions rather than sporadically throughout the day. Task batching improves efficiency and frees mental energy for high-priority actions. Take breaks strategically. Rest and recovery are crucial for sustained productivity. Short breaks during work periods prevent burnout, enhance focus, and improve performance. Incorporate movement, mindfulness, or relaxation to recharge energy and maintain mental clarity. Use tools and systems to optimize time. Calendars, apps, reminders, and productivity systems help track tasks, deadlines, and goals. Leveraging technology reduces mental load, enhances organization, and ensures consistent progress toward your 6-month transformation. Focus on outcomes, not busyness. Being constantly busy does not guarantee results. Prioritize actions that produce meaningful progress. Review each day to assess whether your efforts align with your goals, adjusting habits and schedules accordingly. Reflect daily and weekly. Assess what worked, what didn't, and where time was wasted. Reflection ensures continuous improvement, strengthens discipline, and allows for strategic adjustments. Learning from experience optimizes future productivity. Finally, understand that mastery of time magnifies every other habit. Responsibility, goal-setting, habit formation, learning, overcoming fear, discipline, and consistent action all depend on effectively using your minutes. Time is finite. How you allocate it determines the pace and scale of transformation. By mastering your time, you create the framework for consistent action, intentional habits, and focused growth. 6 months of disciplined, purposeful use of time can completely change the trajectory of your life, ensuring that every day moves you closer to the person you want to become. Chapter 6. Develop emotional resilience. Transforming your life in 6 months is not just about habits, goals, or time management. It also requires emotional resilience, the ability to navigate stress, setbacks, and challenges without losing focus or motivation. Life will test your commitment, and how you respond emotionally determines your progress. Emotional resilience begins with awareness. Recognize your emotions as they arise without judgment. Understanding your feelings, whether frustration, fear, or doubt, gives you control over reactions. Awareness is the first step in transforming emotional responses into constructive action. Learn to detach from negative emotions. While emotions are valid, dwelling on them or letting them dictate behavior hinders progress. Detachment doesn't mean suppression, it means observing emotions, understanding their source, and responding consciously rather than reactively. Adopt a problem-solving mindset. Challenges and setbacks are inevitable, but resilient individuals focus on solutions rather than ruminating on problems. When an obstacle arises, ask, "What can I do about this?" This approach shifts energy from frustration to action, maintaining momentum toward goals. Build mental toughness through incremental challenges. Facing small difficulties regularly strengthens your capacity to handle bigger ones. Each obstacle navigated reinforces confidence, reinforces discipline, and conditions your mind to remain calm under pressure. Resilience is developed, not inherited. Reframe failures as lessons. Mistakes and setbacks are opportunities for growth, not indicators of inadequacy. Analyze what went wrong, extract the lesson, and apply it moving forward. This perspective prevents discouragement and strengthens adaptive thinking, a hallmark of emotional resilience. Practice self-compassion. Transformative change is challenging, and mistakes are inevitable. Treat yourself with kindness and patience. Self-criticism undermines motivation and amplifies stress. A resilient mindset balances accountability with compassion, fostering continuous effort without self-sabotage. Develop coping strategies for stress. Techniques like deep breathing, meditation, journaling, and physical exercise help regulate emotions. Managing stress ensures that challenges don't overwhelm focus or discipline, maintaining consistent action toward transformation. Surround yourself with supportive influences. Positive relationships buffer emotional stress, provide encouragement, and offer perspective. Trusted mentors, peers, and friends help navigate challenges while reinforcing belief in your potential. Emotional support amplifies resilience. Focus on controllable factors. Many challenges involve variables beyond your control. Resilient individuals focus energy on what can be influenced, their actions, decisions, and mindset, rather than wasting energy on external uncertainties. This focus preserves clarity, reduces anxiety, and ensures productive response. Visualize overcoming challenges. Mental rehearsal prepares you to face obstacles with confidence. Imagine handling setbacks calmly, maintaining discipline, and progressing despite difficulty. Visualization strengthens neural pathways that reinforce resilience and adaptive problem-solving. Maintain perspective. Recognize that discomfort and setbacks are temporary. Viewing difficulties as part of the growth process reduces emotional intensity and keeps you committed to your 6-month transformation. Perspective prevents overreaction and fosters long-term focus. Strengthen resilience through reflection. Regularly review challenges faced, emotions experienced, and responses applied. Reflection reinforces learning, identifies areas for improvement, and builds confidence in your capacity to handle future difficulties. Awareness combined with adaptation accelerates growth. Practice gratitude to support emotional stability, focusing on positive aspects of life. Progress made and lessons learned balances stress and promotes optimism. Gratitude reinforces resilience by shifting attention from what is lacking to what is available and achievable. Discipline and consistency enhance resilience. When daily action, habits and routines are maintained, confidence grows in the mind's ability to navigate difficulty. Predictable effort strengthens emotional regulation, reducing vulnerability to discouragement. Finally, remember that emotional resilience amplifies every other habit. Responsibility, goal clarity, habit formation, time mastery, fear management, learning, and consistent action all benefit from a mind that remains steady under pressure. Developing resilience ensures that challenges accelerate growth rather than derail progress. By cultivating emotional resilience, you strengthen your capacity to persist, adapt, and thrive. 6 months of focused effort become sustainable when emotional control accompanies disciplined action, creating a foundation for lasting transformation. Chapter 7. Cultivate a growth mindset. A crucial habit for transforming your life in 6 months is cultivating a growth mindset, the belief that your abilities, intelligence, and potential can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. Unlike a fixed mindset which sees traits as static, a growth mindset empowers you to embrace challenges, learn from setbacks, and continuously improve. Start by recognizing areas where a fixed mindset may be limiting you. Statements like "I'm just not good at this" or "I'll never succeed in that" are indicators. Awareness of these thoughts allows you to challenge them and replace them with growth-oriented beliefs. Shift your internal dialogue. Replace fixed mindset statements with growth-oriented language. Instead of saying "I can't do this," say "I can improve with practice." Language influences thought patterns and neural pathways, gradually rewiring the brain to embrace learning, resilience, and adaptation. Embrace challenges as opportunities. A growth mindset sees obstacles not as barriers, but as chances to stretch capabilities and gain mastery. Each difficulty presents an opportunity to build skills, deepen understanding, and strengthen problem-solving ability. Challenges become a source of growth rather than fear. Learn from feedback and criticism. Constructive feedback is essential for improvement. Instead of taking it personally, view it as valuable information that guides your development. Feedback, when acted upon, accelerates growth and strengthens confidence in your capacity to adapt and excel. Reflect on failures. In a growth mindset, failures are lessons, not verdicts on ability. Analyze what went wrong, extract actionable insights, and apply them moving forward. Each failure becomes a stepping stone, gradually reshaping habits, skills, and mindset toward success. Focus on effort, not just results. Recognize and reward dedication, persistence, and consistent action. Celebrating effort encourages continued progress, reduces fear of failure, and strengthens the habit of perseverance, which is essential for lasting transformation. Surround yourself with growth-oriented influences. Engage with people, mentors, and communities that embrace learning, improvement, and curiosity. Positive social influence reinforces a growth mindset, provides encouragement, and offers models of adaptability and achievement. Develop curiosity and a love for learning. Explore new skills, ideas, and perspectives regularly. Curiosity stimulates cognitive growth, enhances problem-solving ability, and strengthens adaptability. A growth-oriented mindset thrives on exploration and continuous learning. Set learning-focused goals. Beyond outcome-based objectives, include goals aimed at skill acquisition, knowledge, and personal development. Tracking progress in these areas reinforces the growth mindset by prioritizing effort, improvement, and mastery over static achievement. Practice resilience in the face of setbacks. Challenges and failures will occur, but the growth mindset equips you to persist. View obstacles as experiments, opportunities to adjust, and sources of insight rather than threats. Resilience reinforces the brain's adaptive pattern. Visualize your evolving self. Imagine yourself acquiring skills, overcoming challenges and improving continuously. Mental rehearsal strengthens neural pathways associated with competence, motivation, and self-efficacy. Visualization makes growth tangible and attainable. Adopt a long-term perspective. Understand that transformation is a process. Immediate results are secondary to consistent improvement. 6 months of persistent effort lays the groundwork for habit, skills, and mindset that continue to expand long after the initial period. Replace comparison with self-reflection. Instead of measuring yourself against others, focus on your growth trajectory. Recognize how far you've come, what skills you've developed, and where you can improve. Internal comparison reinforces intrinsic motivation and personal accountability. Celebrate progress. Every skill learned, every challenge overcome, and every step forward reinforces belief in your potential. Positive reinforcement strengthens the neural pathways associated with growth, making improvement habitual and automatic. Finally, understand that a growth mindset magnifies all other habits: responsibility, goal clarity, daily habits, time mastery, emotional resilience, fear management, learning, and consistent action are all enhanced when approached from a perspective of growth. By cultivating a growth mindset, you transform challenges into opportunities, setbacks into lessons, and effort into lasting results. Over 6 months, this mindset ensures that every action, decision, and habit compounds toward meaningful personal transformation, shaping you into your best self. Chapter 8. Focus on one thing at a time. One of the most overlooked principles in personal transformation is the power of focus. To change everything in 6 months, you must learn to concentrate your energy on the most important actions rather than spreading yourself thin. Multitasking divides attention, reduces effectiveness, and slows progress. True impact comes from single-minded focus. Start by identifying your highest priority tasks, those that produce the greatest results toward your 6-month vision. These are the actions that truly move the needle. By dedicating your best energy to a few essential tasks, you maximize productivity and accelerate transformation. Eliminate distractions. Distractions fragment attention, disrupt flow, and erode momentum. Identify what pulls you away from focus: social media, notifications, noisy environments, and create systems to minimize them. A distraction-free workspace supports sustained concentration. Time block your most important activities. Assign dedicated periods in your day for high-value work. Treat these blocks as non-negotiable appointments with yourself. Deep focus during these periods ensures progress on critical tasks without interruptions. Practice single tasking. Commit to completing one task before moving to the next. Avoid switching between activities, which wastes time and mental energy. Completing tasks sequentially enhances quality, efficiency, and satisfaction. Use the Pomodoro technique or similar methods to maintain attention. Work in focused intervals with short breaks. This approach balances intensity with rest, preventing burnout while maximizing output. Over time, structured focus becomes habitual and automatic. Clarify objectives before starting any task. Knowing exactly what you intend to accomplish improves concentration and reduces wasted effort. A clear outcome acts as a guide, keeping you on track and aligned with your broader goals. Prioritize high-impact activities over busy work. Not all tasks carry equal weight. Learn to distinguish between urgent but low-value activities and those that drive meaningful results. Directing energy to high-impact actions ensures that every effort contributes to transformation. Manage energy, not just time. Peak mental and physical energy periods are ideal for demanding tasks requiring focus and creativity. Schedule high-priority activities during these periods for maximum effectiveness. Reserve low-energy times for routine or less critical tasks. Batch similar tasks together. Grouping related tasks minimizes context switching and enhances efficiency. For example, handle emails in a single session rather than sporadically throughout the day. Batching increases productivity and preserves mental clarity for essential work. Eliminate perfectionism. Waiting for ideal conditions or obsessing over minor details hampers focus. Action outweighs perfection, especially when consistent effort compounds over 6 months. Start, iterate, and refine. Progress is built on consistent execution, not flawless beginnings. Set boundaries for interruptions. Communicate with family, friends, or colleagues when you need focused time. Protect your attention like a valuable asset, because how you allocate mental energy determines the speed and quality of your transformation. Visualize tasked completion. Mental rehearsal primes the brain to stay committed, increases motivation, and reduces procrastination. Visualizing success strengthens neural pathways that support focus, discipline, and achievement. Use a single priority mindset each day. Determine the one thing that, if completed, will make the day productive and move you closer to your goals. Treat it as non-negotiable and anchor your day around it. Completing this primary task generates momentum for other activities. Reflect daily on focus. Review what you achieved, what distracted you, and how effectively you concentrated on high-value tasks. Reflection reinforces awareness, encourages adjustments, and strengthens the habit of sustained attention. Finally, understand that focus amplifies all other habits. Responsibility, goal clarity, habit formation, time mastery, emotional resilience, fear management, growth mindset, and consistent action become exponentially more effective when paired with concentrated effort. By committing to focus on one thing at a time, you ensure that each day contributes meaningfully to your 6-month transformation. Single-minded attention transforms effort into results, creates momentum, and rewires your brain for productivity, discipline, and success. Chapter 9. Commit to lifelong learning. Personal transformation in 6 months is accelerated by a commitment to continuous learning. Knowledge, skills, and awareness are the fuel that powers growth. Those who prioritize learning consistently outpace others because they adapt, innovate, and make informed decisions. Start by adopting a mindset that values growth through learning. Understand that your intelligence, abilities, and habits are not fixed. They can be developed with deliberate effort. Every day offers an opportunity to acquire new insights, refine skills, and expand your capabilities. Identify areas that directly support your 6-month goals. Focus on learning that enhances performance, builds competence, and accelerates progress. For example, improving communication skills, productivity techniques, or problem-solving strategies can produce immediate and meaningful results. Use multiple sources for learning. Books, podcasts, online courses, mentors, and practical experience all provide valuable knowledge. Combining diverse sources enriches understanding, promotes innovation, and creates a holistic perspective on challenges and opportunities. Practice active learning. Don't just passively consume information, engage with it. Take notes, summarize key points, ask questions, and apply concepts in real life. Active engagement ensures deeper retention and immediate applicability, accelerating transformation. Apply learning immediately. Knowledge without action is wasted potential. Integrate new skills and insights into daily routines and habits. Experiment with techniques, measure outcomes, and adjust approaches based on experience. Applied learning transforms understanding into competence. Reflect on lessons learned. Set aside time to review progress, successes, failures, and discoveries. Reflection strengthens neural connections, reinforces understanding, and ensures continuous improvement. Consider journaling insights to track development over the 6 months. Seek feedback actively. Learning is enhanced when others provide perspective on performance, decisions, and outcomes. Constructive criticism identifies blind spots, accelerates growth, and reinforces accountability. Embrace feedback as a tool for improvement, not as judgment. Develop curiosity, ask questions, explore alternatives, and remain open to new ideas. Curiosity drives exploration, innovation, and creativity. A curious mindset prevents stagnation, encourages adaptability, and strengthens problem-solving ability. Embrace challenges as learning opportunities. Difficult tasks, mistakes, and failures are often the richest sources of insight. Analyze challenges, extract lessons, and integrate findings into future action. The more you see obstacles as opportunities to learn, the faster your personal transformation will progress. Prioritize consistency over intensity. Daily, incremental learning compounds into substantial expertise over time. Even 20-30 minutes of focused learning each day can produce remarkable results within 6 months. Small, steady effort outweighs sporadic bursts of intensive study. Balance theory and practice. Understanding concepts is valuable, but application solidifies mastery. Engage in practical exercises, experiments, and real-world practice to internalize skills. Experience transforms knowledge into tangible capability. Leverage mentors and role models. Observing and learning from those who have achieved similar goals accelerates growth. Their strategies, insights, and experiences provide a shortcut to understanding what works and what doesn't, helping you avoid common pitfalls. Stay adaptable in learning. Information, environments, and opportunities change constantly. Being flexible, open to revision, and willing to unlearn outdated habits ensures that learning remains relevant and effective. Adaptability prevents stagnation and encourages continual progress. Combine learning with reflection and action. Knowledge alone does not create change. It must be integrated into habits, decisions, and daily routines. Learning drives transformation when it guides purposeful action consistently over time. Finally, understand that lifelong learning compounds the effects of all other habits. Responsibility, goal clarity, habit formation, time mastery, emotional resilience, fear management, focus, and growth mindset are enhanced by continuous acquisition of knowledge and skills. By committing to daily, focused learning, you accelerate your 6-month transformation. Every insight, skill, and lesson strengthens your capacity to act effectively, make better decisions, and move closer to the best version of yourself. Learning is not just an activity, it is the engine of continuous growth and achievement. Chapter 10. Surround yourself with the right people. The company you keep plays a crucial role in the speed and quality of your transformation. To change your life in 6 months, it's essential to surround yourself with people who inspire, challenge, and support your growth. Positive influences amplify your habits, mindset, and results, while negative ones can drain energy and derail progress. Start by assessing your current environment. Identify relationships that lift you up, motivate you, and encourage growth. Equally important, recognize those that drain energy, create doubt, or promote complacency. Awareness allows you to make intentional choices about whom you spend time with. Seek out mentors and role models. These individuals provide guidance, insight, and perspective that accelerate development. Mentors offer practical advice, feedback, and accountability, helping you navigate challenges and avoid common pitfalls. Learning from someone who has achieved what you aspire to accomplish is invaluable. Build a network of like-minded individuals. Surround yourself with people who share similar goals, values, and commitment to growth. Collaborative learning, shared motivation, and mutual accountability reinforce habits and keep you moving forward. Like-minded peers inspire consistency and focus. Limit exposure to negative influences. Criticism, jealousy, or pessimism can undermine confidence, increase self-doubt, and erode motivation. Protect your mental and emotional energy by setting boundaries with those who do not support your vision or values. Choose environments that encourage positivity and growth. Engage in supportive communities. Join groups, forums, or clubs that promote learning, skill development, and personal growth. Participation in communities provides encouragement, resources, and diverse perspectives that enrich understanding and accelerate progress. Practice active giving. Positive relationships thrive when support is reciprocal. Offer guidance, encouragement, or resources to others in your circle. By helping others grow, you reinforce your own learning, strengthen bonds, and cultivate a mindset of collaboration rather than competition. Communicate clearly and effectively. Relationships that support growth depend on trust and clarity. Express your goals, intentions, and boundaries openly. Honest communication reduces misunderstandings, aligns expectations, and fosters mutual respect within your network. Learn from constructive criticism. Surrounding yourself with growth-oriented individuals means you will encounter feedback, challenges, and alternative perspectives. Embrace these opportunities as tools for improvement rather than threats to ego. Constructive criticism strengthens resilience, sharpens skills, and accelerates learning. Celebrate successes together. Sharing victories reinforces motivation, builds camaraderie, and establishes a positive culture within your circle. Celebrating progress collectively enhances accountability and makes growth more enjoyable. Positive reinforcement strengthens relationships and encourages continued effort. Limit social media and superficial connections. While online interactions can be informative, passive scrolling or shallow engagement rarely contributes to meaningful growth. Invest time in relationships that provide real-life impact, mentorship, and accountability. Evaluate influence regularly. As you progress, the people who supported you initially may no longer align with your evolving goals. Continuously assess the impact of your relationships and adjust as necessary. Growth sometimes requires letting go of outdated connections to make space for more supportive influences. Seek diversity in thought. While like-minded peers provide motivation, exposure to different perspectives fosters creativity, adaptability, and problem-solving. A balanced mix of support and challenge accelerates learning and broadens understanding. Prioritize energy alignment. Surround yourself with individuals who energize, inspire, and encourage action. Energy is contagious. Being around motivated, disciplined, and positive people enhances your own commitment and mindset. Finally, understand that relationships amplify every other habit, responsibility, goal clarity, habit formation, time mastery, emotional resilience, fear management, focus, growth mindset, and lifelong learning are all strengthened when your social environment supports them. By intentionally surrounding yourself with the right people, you create a support system that propels your 6-month transformation. Positive influences provide motivation, accountability, guidance, and perspective, ensuring that your journey toward the best version of yourself is faster, more sustainable, and more fulfilling. Chapter 11. Practice discipline and consistency. Discipline and consistency are the twin engines of transformation. Without them, even the clearest goals, best habits, and most supportive environment cannot produce meaningful change. To completely transform your life in 6 months, mastering these qualities is non-negotiable. Discipline begins with commitment. It is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when motivation wanes or distractions arise. Motivation alone is fleeting, but discipline ensures progress continues regardless of circumstances. Every day you choose action over avoidance, you strengthen this muscle. Consistency compounds results. Small, disciplined actions repeated daily create momentum that far outweighs sporadic bursts of effort. 1 hour of focused work per day may seem insignificant, but over 6 months, the cumulative effect is profound. Consistency turns intention into tangible results. Set clear routines. Daily structure supports discipline by reducing reliance on willpower. Morning and evening routines, scheduled work sessions, and designated learning periods automate productive behavior. When actions become routine, discipline operates almost automatically. Prioritize high-value tasks. Discipline is most effective when applied to actions that move you closer to your goals. Avoid wasting energy on trivial or low-priority activities. Focused, deliberate effort on what truly matters ensures every action counts toward transformation. Use self-accountability. Track progress daily and review whether commitments were met. Journaling, checklists, or habit tracking apps provide visual reinforcement and strengthen accountability. Awareness of your performance encourages consistent effort and reduces the temptation to skip critical actions. Delay gratification. Discipline often requires postponing short-term pleasure for long-term benefit. Choosing to invest in your goals rather than indulge in distractions strengthens mental toughness, reinforces habits, and aligns daily behavior with your vision. Break tasks into manageable steps. Large goals can feel overwhelming, which undermines consistency. Divide objectives into small, achievable actions. Completing these daily tasks reinforces discipline, builds confidence, and maintains momentum without burnout. Embrace discomfort. Change is inherently uncomfortable. Discipline requires performing necessary actions, even when they feel difficult, inconvenient, or unpleasant. Each moment you act despite discomfort reinforces resilience, strengthens habit formation, and accelerates transformation. Eliminate excuses. Recognize when rationalizations emerge to justify inaction. Excuses erode consistency and delay progress. Replace them with solutions, adjustments, or proactive strategies. A disciplined mindset sees obstacles as opportunities to problem solve rather than reasons to quit. Focus on process over outcomes. Discipline is cultivated by committing to the daily work rather than obsessing over results. Results are a byproduct of consistent effort, learning, and improvement. Mastery of process ensures long-term success. Create supportive environments. Remove distractions, temptations, and inefficiencies that hinder consistency. Optimize your space, schedule, and routines to encourage disciplined action. Environment strongly influences behavior, making consistent effort easier to maintain. Use reminders and triggers. Habits, routines, and cues help reinforce discipline. Visual prompts, alarms, or scheduled notifications provide reminders to act. Triggering actions through structured prompts ensures that daily tasks are not forgotten or neglected. Track progress visually. Seeing your streaks, milestones, and achievements reinforces motivation. Visual tracking encourages continued effort, strengthens discipline, and provides tangible proof that consistent action produces results. Reward disciplined behavior appropriately. Positive reinforcement encourages repetition. Acknowledge and celebrate commitment to daily action, even if small. Rewards must be aligned with goals to reinforce productive behavior rather than undermine it. Finally, understand that discipline and consistency amplify every other habit. Responsibility, goal clarity, habit formation, time mastery, emotional resilience, fear management, focus, growth mindset, learning, and supportive relationships all produce results when paired with disciplined, consistent effort. By practicing discipline and maintaining consistency, you ensure that every day contributes meaningfully to your 6-month transformation. These qualities transform intention into action, effort into progress, and potential into measurable success. Mastery of discipline is mastery of change itself. Chapter 12. Embrace reflection and self-awareness. Transformation is not only about action. It is equally about understanding yourself. Reflection and self-awareness allow you to assess progress, identify patterns, and make intentional adjustments. In 6 months, this conscious examination accelerates growth and ensures that effort aligns with your vision. Start by setting aside time for daily reflection. Even 10-15 minutes at the end of each day can make a significant difference. Review the actions taken, habits followed, challenges faced, and lessons learned. Ask yourself what worked, what didn't, and why. Self-awareness requires honesty. Avoid rationalizing mistakes or minimizing setbacks. Recognize emotions, behaviors, and decisions without judgment. Understanding the root causes of success and failure allows you to make conscious, informed choices moving forward. Maintain a journal. Writing thoughts, feelings, observations, and insights reinforces awareness and creates a record of progress. Journaling uncovers recurring patterns, identifies triggers, and highlights areas for growth. Over 6 months, this record becomes a roadmap of transformation. Use reflection to adjust strategies. Not every approach works perfectly. By assessing what actions yield results and what does not, you can modify routines, habits, and goals. Reflection ensures that effort is productive rather than wasted, optimizing your path to success. Practice mindful observation of your thoughts and emotions. Awareness of internal dialogue and emotional responses helps regulate reactions, reduce impulsive decisions, and maintain focus. Mindfulness strengthens emotional resilience and enhances decision-making. Seek feedback from trusted sources. External perspective complements self-reflection by highlighting blind spots, providing advice, and reinforcing positive behavior. Feedback is a mirror that accelerates awareness and encourages course correction when needed. Celebrate awareness milestones. Recognize insights gained, habits improved, and challenges overcome through reflection. Positive reinforcement encourages continued introspection and motivates disciplined self-evaluation. Combine reflection with goal review. Align your observations with long-term objectives. Are daily actions moving you toward your 6-month vision? Are habits supporting growth, or adjustments required? Linking reflection to goals ensures intentional and consistent progress. Identify emotional triggers. Understanding situations, people, or thoughts that provoke stress, fear, or distraction allows for proactive management. Awareness of triggers supports emotional resilience, enhances focus, and prevents setbacks from derailing momentum. Practice self-inquiry. Ask questions such as, what did I do well today? Where can I improve? Am I aligning my actions with my vision? Systematic self-inquiry strengthens critical thinking, reinforces accountability, and promotes adaptive behavior. Integrate lessons into daily habits. Insights gained from reflection are valuable only when applied. Adjust routines, refine strategies, and implement new behaviors based on lessons learned. Reflection without action stagnates growth. Applied reflection accelerates transformation. Balance reflection with action. Excessive rumination can hinder progress. Allocate time for evaluation, then return to focused effort. Reflection's purpose is to guide and improve action, not to replace it. The most effective growth combines introspection with deliberate execution. Develop long-term self-awareness. Beyond daily reflection, periodically evaluate overall trajectory. Assess whether your 6-month plan is producing meaningful change in mindset, habits, skills, and outcomes. Long-term self-awareness ensures that progress is sustained and cumulative. Finally, understand that reflection and self-awareness amplify all other habits: responsibility, goal clarity, habit formation, time mastery, emotional resilience, fear management, focus, growth mindset, learning, supportive relationships, and discipline all benefit when informed by conscious awareness. By embracing reflection and cultivating self-awareness, you create a feedback loop that continuously improves your actions, habits, and mindset. 6 months of intentional evaluation ensures that every decision, every habit, and every effort contributes directly to your transformation, producing lasting results. Chapter 13. Build physical and mental energy. Transformation in 6 months requires more than focus, discipline, and mindset. It also demands sustained energy. Physical vitality and mental clarity are the engines that power consistent action. Without adequate energy, even the best strategies, habits, and intentions cannot be executed effectively. Start by optimizing physical health. Nutrition, Exercise and sleep are foundational to energy levels. Proper nutrition fuels the body, exercise strengthens endurance and resilience, and sufficient sleep restores cognitive function. Treat your body as an instrument for transformation. Prioritize sleep. Adults require 7 to 9 hours per night for optimal performance. Sleep enhances memory, creativity, decision-making, and emotional regulation. Establish a consistent bedtime routine, reduce exposure to screens before bed, and create a restful environment to maximize recovery. Exercise consistently. Physical activity increases energy, improves mood, reduces stress, and enhances cognitive function. Incorporate a mix of cardiovascular exercise, strength training, and flexibility routines. Even short daily sessions compound into significant improvements over 6 months. Eat to fuel your goals. Balanced nutrition supports sustained energy and mental clarity. Include whole foods, lean proteins, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates. Avoid excessive sugar, processed foods, and energy-draining meals that cause fatigue or distract from focus. Hydration is critical. The brain and body function optimally when hydrated. Dehydration reduces cognitive performance, focus, and motivation. Drinking water regularly maintains energy, alertness, and mental sharpness throughout the day. Practice mental conditioning. Meditation, mindfulness, and visualization strengthen focus, reduce stress, and enhance clarity. Mental fitness improves resilience, emotional regulation, and decision-making, allowing sustained effort toward goals without burnout. Manage stress proactively. Chronic stress drains energy and impedes performance. Identify stressors and implement coping strategies. Deep breathing, journaling, mindfulness, or physical activity. Effective stress management preserves vitality and ensures consistent execution of habits. Take strategic breaks. High performance requires periods of rest. Breaks prevent mental fatigue, increase productivity, and enhance creativity. Short pauses during intense work sessions restore focus and allow sustained energy throughout the day. Optimize your environment for energy. Surround yourself with light, fresh air, and organized spaces. Remove clutter and distractions that drain mental energy. Environment strongly influences performance, and intentional design supports sustained focus and vitality. Practice gratitude and positive emotions. Emotional energy fuels action. Positive thinking, visualization, and gratitude exercises increase motivation, reduce stress, and enhance mental clarity. Cultivating emotional energy ensures consistent effort and reinforces resilience. Avoid energy-draining habits, excessive social media, toxic relationships, negative self-talk, and sedentary behavior reduce both physical and mental capacity. Recognize these drains and consciously replace them with habits that energize, motivate, and align with your goals. Prioritize tasks according to energy levels. Perform demanding cognitive tasks during peak energy periods, and reserve routine or less critical work for low-energy times. Aligning task intensity with energy levels ensures maximum effectiveness and efficiency. Integrate movement into daily routines. Simple habits like stretching, walking, or brief workouts throughout the day increase circulation, reduce fatigue, and maintain alertness. Incremental energy boosts accumulate and support sustained performance. Monitor and adjust. Regularly assess your physical and mental energy levels. Identify patterns, triggers, and practices that enhance or drain energy. Adjust routines accordingly to maintain optimal performance consistently. Finally, understand that energy amplifies all other habits: responsibility, goal clarity, habit formation, time mastery, emotional resilience, fear management, focus, growth mindset, learning, supportive relationships, discipline, and reflection. All function best when supported by strong physical and mental vitality. By building and maintaining high levels of energy, You ensure that every day of your 6-month transformation is executed with focus, clarity, and endurance. Energy is the foundation upon which sustainable progress, habit mastery, and meaningful personal change are built. Chapter 14. Take calculated risks. To achieve significant transformation in 6 months, comfort zones must be challenged. Growth rarely occurs in familiar territory. Taking calculated risks is essential for progress, innovation, and building confidence. Risk, when approached thoughtfully, becomes a powerful tool for personal development. Start by defining your tolerance for risk. Understanding your comfort boundaries helps you distinguish between reckless behavior and strategic action. Calculated risks involve evaluation, preparation, and alignment with long-term goals. They stretch capability without compromising safety or stability. Identify opportunities with potential upside. Assess situations for growth, learning, or skill acquisition. Not every challenge is worth pursuing, but the ones that offer significant improvement, experience, or opportunity deserve attention. Prioritize risks that accelerate your 6-month transformation. Evaluate potential consequences. A calculated risk considers both benefits and drawbacks. Weigh the potential gains against possible setbacks. Understanding the impact of outcomes allows for informed decisions and reduces fear of the unknown. Plan before action. Risk-taking without preparation is impulsive. Risk-taking with strategy is empowering. Research, strategize, and anticipate potential obstacles. Preparation builds confidence, reduces uncertainty, and increases the likelihood of success. Start small. Begin with manageable risks to build experience and confidence. Each successful attempt reinforces resilience and encourages bolder steps in the future. Incremental risk-taking compounds over time, accelerating transformation without overwhelming you. Embrace failure as feedback. Not all risks will succeed, but failure provides invaluable lessons. Analyze what went wrong, adjust strategies, and apply insights to future decisions. Viewing failure as a teacher removes fear and strengthens problem-solving ability. Focus on action, not fear. Hesitation often stems from overanalyzing potential negative outcomes. Shift attention to deliberate action. Each step forward, no matter how uncertain, builds momentum, strengthens courage, and rewires mindset for risk acceptance. Cultivate a proactive mindset. Seek opportunities rather than waiting for perfect circumstances. Individuals who act intentionally on calculated risks create advantage and shape their trajectory rather than reacting passively to events. Surround yourself with supportive influences. Mentors, peers, or communities can provide guidance, encouragement, and perspective when evaluating risks. Supportive networks reduce doubt, offer insight, and increase confidence in decision-making. Learn from role models. Study individuals who have taken strategic risks successfully. Analyze their methods, mindset, and preparation. Role models provide blueprints, inspire confidence, and demonstrate that calculated risk-taking leads to meaningful achievement. Balance risk with responsibility. While risk is necessary, it should never compromise core responsibilities or ethical standards. Responsible risk-taking ensures that challenges pursued advance goals without creating unnecessary harm or setbacks. Trust your intuition. Experience, preparation, and knowledge build reliable instincts. Over time, your ability to assess opportunity, gauge timing, and make decisive choices improves, enhancing both speed and effectiveness in risk-taking. Reflect after each risk. Evaluate the process, outcomes, and lessons learned. Continuous reflection ensures that each calculated risk contributes to skill development, confidence, and strategy refinement. Reflection transforms experiences into lasting growth. Finally, understand that risk-taking magnifies all other habits: responsibility, goal clarity, habit formation, time mastery, emotional resilience, fear management, focus, growth mindset, learning, supportive relationships, discipline, self-awareness, and energy management all reach higher effectiveness when you embrace calculated risks. By taking calculated risks, you step beyond comfort, accelerate learning, and expand your capabilities. 6 months of intentional risk-taking reshapes confidence, competence, and perspective, enabling you to achieve breakthroughs that would otherwise remain out of reach. Chapter 15. Take full ownership of your life. The culmination of 6 months of deliberate transformation is the ability to take full ownership of your life. Ownership means acknowledging that your choices, actions, and mindset are the primary drivers of your outcomes. It is the ultimate habit that ties together every other principle you've cultivated. Start by recognizing personal responsibility. Stop blaming circumstances, people, or external events for your results. While external factors exist, your response to them defines your success. Ownership begins when you accept that your decisions directly shape your reality. Evaluate past choices objectively. Reflect on where you may have allowed excuses, fear, or procrastination to dominate. Understand patterns that previously hindered growth. Awareness of these tendencies empowers you to make conscious, intentional choices moving forward. Commit to proactive action. Ownership requires moving beyond passive hope or wishful thinking. It demands decisive, consistent effort toward defined goals. Every day becomes an opportunity to shape outcomes rather than react to events. Align actions with values and vision. When you take ownership, your choices reflect your long-term goals and principles. Daily habits, routines, and decisions must serve the life you aspire to create. Misalignment signals the need for course correction. Develop self-reliance, dependence on external validation, luck, or intervention. Weakens ownership. Strengthen confidence in your ability to navigate challenges, solve problems, and create opportunities independently. Self-reliance builds resilience and accelerates growth. Set clear boundaries. Taking ownership includes managing your environment and relationships. Protect your time, energy, and focus. Boundaries reinforce control over your life, ensuring that your resources are invested in what truly matters. Embrace accountability. Track progress, measure results, and hold yourself responsible for outcomes. Regular self-assessment ensures that you remain on track and maintain alignment with your 6-month transformation goals. Accountability reinforces consistency, discipline, and results. Learn from mistakes. Ownership does not mean perfection. It means accepting responsibility for errors and using them as catalysts for growth. Analyze missteps, extract lessons, and implement changes. Mistakes become stepping stones when viewed through the lens of ownership. Cultivate decision-making confidence. Owning your life requires decisive action. Avoid excessive hesitation or reliance on others' opinions. Develop the ability to weigh options, anticipate outcomes, and act with conviction. Confidence in decision-making accelerates momentum and reinforces control. Take initiative in all areas of life. Don't wait for opportunities or solutions to appear. Seek, create, and implement strategies that advance your goals. Initiative demonstrates ownership and ensures that progress is self-driven, not circumstance-driven. Focus on what you can control. While you cannot dictate every event or outcome, you can control effort, attitude, preparation, and response. Concentrating energy on controllable factors maximizes impact and strengthens the sense of personal power. Reflect and adjust continuously. Ownership is dynamic. It requires ongoing assessment, adaptation, and improvement. Review habits, strategies, and results regularly. Use reflection to refine approaches and reinforce alignment with goals. Integrate all habits learned: responsibility, goal clarity, habit formation, time mastery, emotional resilience, fear management, focus, growth mindset, lifelong learning, supportive relationships, discipline, self-awareness, energy management, and calculated risk-taking all converge when you fully own your life. Ownership magnifies the effect of each habit. Visualize yourself as the architect of your future. See the person you want to become, the life you desire, and the milestones you will achieve. Ownership transforms visualization into action, turning mental pictures into tangible results through deliberate choices and consistent effort. Finally, understand that taking full ownership is not just the end of this 6-month journey, it is the foundation for lifelong success. When you accept total responsibility for your life, you gain freedom, empowerment, and control. Your decisions, habits, mindset, and actions become tools to design the life you want, unbounded by excuses, fear, or limitation. By embracing full ownership, you ensure that every principle, habit, and strategy developed over the past months is applied with intention and purpose. 6 months of focused effort culminates in the ultimate transformation, a life fully directed by you, driven by your choices, and aligned with your highest potential.